What is going on, YouTube? Tuned Up Bassin here. I am out rigging up my boat for the start of the season here. I know I got about a month left to get everything all situated here before our season opens here. But what I got today here for you guys is the Helix 10 Gen 2 with mega side imaging and mega down imaging here. And then my other one is the Helix 10, just a down imaging with GPS. So this guy here is just going to be for my mapping for the front of the bow, and this guy here is going to be, you know, searching for structure and everything else like that. So I'm going to have two dedicated units up front, and then my front unit is still going to be my Lowrance unit. That's just had sonar on there, but I do want to plan on getting a newer unit up front here, maybe another Helix 10 with down imaging too as well, because when I bought this unit here, it came with the front trolling motor transducer, so that transducer can mount right up to my Ford trucks up there. So now it gives me a reason to try to buy another Helix 10 down imaging unit. So but for now, I'm going to be installing these guys up on here, and I do have the ram mount that's going to go onto that guy on there. I just only have just one ram unit here, so I'm not going to install both of it quite yet here. I just want to mock it up and whatnot just to see how everything goes. But yeah. Alrighty guys, gonna give you guys a quick tip on installing your newer transducer onto your boat here with the existing transducer. So any transducer that has already been installed into your boat, because you guys know that it is a pain to fish these wires through the boats and everything and up to where you're going to be plugging your unit in. So here's a little trick here for you guys. I know there's a lot of wires right now, but this coil of wire here is the old transducer. With all the transducer, you should get about, you know, at least 20 feet of transducer wire here, or even more. So basically, you know, you basically bunch it up just like that, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the transducer, the newer transducer wire, which is, let me see if I can find it here, right here. So here is the new transducer wire here. So what we're gonna do is, because we got all this extra wire here, I'm going to tape it to the existing wire already on the boat. So let me show you guys that. Alright, so take some black tape here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cover the whole transducer plug just so that it doesn't get damaged for when I do feed it back through the boat. And I want to make sure this thing is secured, because I do not want this to come off, because if it does, you got to start all over again. But for the time being, it should do its work here. Alright. So now it's important to figure out where you need to put your plug in. So you see all this extra wire here. So what you want to do is you want to put your newer wire, your newer transducer wire, on to where the shortest amount of wire coming from your wherever you're going to be installing it to. So what's going to happen is I'm going to cut these cable ties here. So what's going to happen now is, once you pull from this side, you see how the wire is uncoiling now. So you see where feeding, or doing it this way, this little trick allows you to feed your wire through really easy through your bolt here, because you've already have your wire running through it already. So like I said, you always want to start at the shortest line here. You don't want to start at the very end of your transducer. So you always want to start at the very beginning, or the shortest section here. So I'm gonna show you guys that. I'm going to unroll all that, and then basically what you're going to do now, sorry, there's a lot of wires going around right now, so alright, so this right here is my transducer wire here. So as I pull it, you guys can see how that wire is coming through the boat now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and finish the job here, so I'll be right back. Alright, so I finished pulling the wires through, and now you can see how that guy is now all the way over here, and this is the newer transducer wire here. So now all I gotta do now is unravel this guy out of here, and then run the old transducer wire, just pull it straight out. So I'm gonna just go ahead and pull this guy straight out through the back for that, and I'm gonna do the same thing to the power wire too as well. So alright, so for the power wire, I'm actually gonna do something a little bit different here. So I'll get back to this guy in a little bit here, but let me actually go over here. So the power wire, which is this guy right here from my old unit, I'm actually just going to keep the same wire that's in the boat right now, okay, and I'm actually just going to be reusing these two wires here. So here is my positive wire, and here's my negative wire here. So I'm actually just going to keep this in the boat like this, and basically I just need to figure out where I splice the unit at, which is right here. So this is where I've actually spliced it at. So keep a track of which one is positive, which one is negative, if you do not use different wire colors. So in this case here, this one will be obviously the positive because it's going to the positive wire here, and this guy here will be the ground or the negative on there. So basically going to be using this, the old wire that's already on the boat already. I'm going to be using that. And then what I actually did was I extended this wire out just a little bit more, just so that if this part does go inside the boat where I can't grab it, then you're back to square one. Now you got to take everything out again and feed everything back through the unit again. So basically another recap is keeping the old wire that's already in the boat, because this wire here, obviously it's not the same as the transducer wire. So this guy here is universal. So basically gonna be using the old wires, and basically gonna be splicing the newer wire right up here, wherever this guy is. So right up here. So alright, you guys, finally installed this unit in. It took me a while to figure out how to mount the ram mount, so that way it's more level with me and with the other unit here. So if I actually had both Helix 10s on the side, this Helix 10 will actually stick out really far over there. So I actually decided to mount this one over here, so that way I can have the Helix 10 right dead center right here. So but yeah, the longest part was just mounting up this mount here and figuring out where I wanted to be at. But other than that, and then also to install the transducer too as well. So hopefully this week I can take the boat out and kind of drive around and figure out how to use this guy here, since I've never used this Humminbird brand before. But that is basically it for today. Hopefully you guys like that little tip that I showed you guys about feeding the wires through and whatnot. But other than that, stay tuned for my next video. GoPro, stop recording.